Will the orange and blue wake up in our nation's capital, or will it be another passive performance to close out this 5-game road trip? We get you set for the Oilers and the Senators on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, I should say. Tom Gazzola, Shawn Belle with you live on location, Hudson's White Avenue. We're going to be watching the game, having a good time. Hopefully you can join us as the Oil and Sens go toe-to-toe for the first of two meetings this season. The Oilers 2-3-1, the Senators 2-4. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. You can join the conversation. Text us. Text line number 780-218-9999. Or if you're watching on YouTube, get into the chat. I see a bunch of you have already. We look forward to hearing from you. Benny Thompson back at our global HQ, making sure the technical desk is running smoothly. We will rejoin the Reid Wilkins show at the conclusion of the Oil Stream pregame show. Shawn Belle, do you have a lot of faith in the Oilers tonight?
Well, you know what? I do. We've known for a long time they're notoriously slow starters. We've known this.
Which is frustrating.
It is frustrating. And so I fully understand where Oil Country is coming from.
Annoyed?
Sure. Perturbed.
Perturbed is a great word.
Yeah.
I'm glad you used it.
Yeah.
Good dig.
Yeah. So I get it. I fully understand. But I still got faith in this team. When you have a team led by Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, you're going to eventually get out of the slump, even if they have to do some of the heavy lifting,
which they have not done through six games so far this year.
But at some point they're going to wake up. You've got a bunch of new players on the team, and you got to gel, and there's a lot that goes into it.
So I do have
faith.
Okay, you have faith, but you do have time for that argument that they're gelling still.
Well, if you looked in the last couple seasons, their teams have been relatively the same. Right. A couple pieces here and there, but it's not a full overhaul like you basically saw this past offseason.
Right.
The defenses remain the same. So, that's the same. You don't have to worry about that too much. But from a forward perspective, it's almost half the forwards are new.
Fair. Yeah, right? That's fair.
So
sure. Yeah.
There's going to take some time to get, accustomed to different line mates and figure out what they need to do. You're missing Zach Hyman, who's obviously an integral part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to be tinkering a lot. And one of the things I actually was listening to Gager not too long ago, but it's, the over juggling and shuffling of line mates. Well, at what point are you going to get some chemistry? Fair. Right. So there's a lot of things that are going on with the Oilers right now. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to find their footing. And I think they're going to get going.
I think so too. I really do. It's interesting to watch the lack of, I guess, jump would be the right word to describe it. It's like they kind of get going if they're chasing the game late.
Yeah, they're a team that has to have their backs up against the wall to get going. And
that's frustrating.
The one thing that I would say, we can be a slow starting team, but if you don't have the details, I think that makes it worse. Because there's so many things from a foundational standpoint that you can do to limit teams' chances. You can fall into your structure. You know what? My legs aren't here today. That's why teams have structure, so that you can fall into it. And then all of a sudden, okay, well, I'm still in the right spot. And, I've still got good positioning and stuff like that. So I think that part is one of the most maddening aspects of their game, is that the details fall apart. It's egregious errors. It's egregious turnovers. It's leaving guys wide open back door. It's just those things that you would hope they would have learned from the last couple of years of going to the Stanley Cup final, that they could fix and easily have that in their game. And those games, even though they might be a little bit slower, they might not have had their legs, would be closer games. And I think Oilers fans, even if they lost that game, they'd still probably be upset about it, but they wouldn't be as frustrated because of the way that they're playing the game.
I am smirking because those examples of what has been a detriment all leads me back to thinking of generally one guy so far this year. I will not bring up his name. I will leave that out of the equation. Ben Thompson, are you still working on stuff, or can we chime in with you here?
Oh, I'm here.
There he is. Okay,
you said, go
talk to me for a few minutes. I'm busy doing stuff. And I'm like, what do you mean doing stuff? We're doing a show. How are you, Benny?
I'm doing great, guys. Doing great. It's a great day. Solid weather. The sun's out. Overall, I mean, it's a great Tuesday, and it'd be an even better day if the Oilers snap out of it and get a big W before coming home to play Montreal. So let's
talk to me, Benny.
Let's hope for that.
And plus, it's three neat dudes hanging out with a bunch of their friends that are listening and watching online, right?
Incredible. What a crew we have here, guys. Come on.
Yes. Today, we're going to be joined by Brandon Pillar from Locked On Senators. He is a co-host of that program. Obviously, I know people on our station know Ross Levitan, also from Locked On Sens. Ross and Brandon are co-hosts on that. It's a podcast, but a good one because they've really done a good job kind of cornering the market there in Ottawa. So Brandon will join us at about a half an hour or so, give us the scoop on the Ottawa Senators. We're going to get to game changers right away. And then we want to get Benny's question of the night. Do you have one today, Benny?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay, lay it on us.
Jake Walman, does he fix the problems in today's game? Is he the sole reason why the Oilers have been struggling all these weeks? It's been Jake Walman.
Right.
Does he show that today?
Can I just say no?
Well, that's boring radio, Tom.
I know that would be boring. Go ahead, Belsy, because you were giggling as we were listening to Benny lay that one out there. So text us 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat. Am I giving this the right context? Is Jake Walman the solution to all the woes the Oilers have suffered through the first 6 games?
That's pretty good.
I like Jake Walman.
Okay.
I like Jake Walman. He's a good
So
defenseman.
do I.
But I don't think he's going to complete everything. I don't think
help.
all of a sudden him propelling himself into the lineup is always going to magically make every single problem disappear.
Right.
Will he help?
Yes.
100% he'll help because he's a really good defenseman and he completes their top 4.
Yep. He's an upgrade on stature.
Maybe he stabilizes Nurse a little bit.
That would be great.
And then Bush and Ekholm can figure what they need to figure out.
Yep.
And so I think it's going to help, but there's so many other things that are in their game that are issues. So that's where I stand, Benny.
I like that answer. And I say that question semi-sarcastically. But I think he can only help, right? Like I don't think there's been a whole lot of negative narratives around Walman since he's been with the Oilers. Not from what I've seen. He's been a pretty damn good defenseman for them. He's in their top 4. He deserves to be. Just signed an extension not too long ago. I think he's worth that money personally, and I think he'll show it tonight. So I'm excited to see Jake Walman back.
Okay, we already have a couple of responses. Maverick says Walman completes the Oilers.
There you go.
C-Run says, I think he helps light a fire under Bush. He can steal minutes from Bouchard. Quaddy says, certainly can't make it any worse.
Exactly.
MB says, how does Walman help the Oilers score goals? Well, he does have offensive panache for a blue liner. Yeah, he's got that ability. And then Quaddy says Walman for Olympics. So being a little bit silly there, but I'm enjoying this. And then Walman for mayor says supersized Indiana Jones. Do we know who has won the election in our city yet?
I thought I just saw.
I thought I saw it too.
Yeah.
It looked like it was Andrew.
Finally?
Knack.
Oh, it was Knack?
I think so.
Okay, because it was coming down to him and Cartmel, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, congratulations to the new mayor. If we finally tabulated all the votes, that's wonderful. I hope people did their civic duty across the province and exercised their right to vote. That is great. I was in and out yesterday at Northwest College on 108th Street. Thank you to everybody there. Great job. Very polite, very cordial, very efficient. And it's very much appreciated. All right, text us.
You done good, Tommy.
Yay, 780-218-9999. I'm going to take a look at the inbox. Baconator also of the mind Walman, so Bouchard doesn't play as much. And then Coach Mike says you need at least one power play goal tonight. It's good to have Walman in. Have to get back to 500. Keep those coming in as we get into the lines, and then we're going to get into game changers with our game analyst Shawn Belle for the Oilers. The blender's out, shockingly. Yes.
What? What?
Right? What a surprise.
What's that?
McDavid between Podkolzin and Draisaitl. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with Andrew Mangiapane and Jack Roslovic. Noah Philp with Matt Savoy and Trent Frederick. Adam Henrique, who's celebrating his 1,000th NHL game tonight. Maybe we get some spark out of him between Ike Howard and David Tomaszek. And then on defense, Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with the aforementioned Jake Wallman, Brett Kulak with Ty Emerson, no Troy Stetcher, no Curtis Lazar for the Orange and Blue. As for the Senators, tonight we're expecting Dylan Cousins between Tim Stützle and Drake Batherson, Shane Pinto centering Michael Amadio and Claude Giroux, Ridley Gregg between Nick Cousins and David Perron, and then you got Lars Eller centering Fabian Zetterlund and Ole Lycksell. Jake Sanderson paired up with Artem Zub, Thomas Chabot with Nick Jensen, Tyler Clevin with Nicholas Matenpalo. Out for the Sens, Curtis McDermott and Jordan Spence. Your starting goalies, 26-year-old Stu Skinner, 1-2-1 this year, 226 goals against average, 910 save percentage, 1 shutout in 4 games this season. He has a 5-1 record versus Ottawa lifetime, 285 goals against average, 903 save percentage in those 6 appearances. Then at the other end of the rink, the former Vezina winner, 32-year-old Linus Ullmark, 2-3-0 with a 399 goals against average, an 848 save percentage in 5 games this year. Ullmark versus the Oilers, 3-1 record in his career, 328 goals against average, 888 save percentage in 9 appearances versus the Oil. Does that surprise you a little bit? Hasn't had a lot of success against Edmonton. He was on some good Bruins teams.
It doesn't. I mean, the Oilers have just been, they've been able to put up goals. So it doesn't really surprise me.
On him too.
Yeah.
All right, that takes us to the Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy Injury Report. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. Belzy for the Oil, Zach Hyman, IR wrist. Kasperi Kapanen now week to week, undisclosed. Matthias Janmark, IR, undisclosed. Alec Regula, IR. We're declaring it upper body after getting absolutely run over by Evander Kane 2 Saturdays ago. As for the Senators, Brady Tkachuk, IR, right thumb. So there you go. What stands out to you about the lineups? Injury stuff, I mean, not much we could do about it, but Kapanen going to miss some time here. How much of a detriment is that to the Oilers roster?
Is it crazy to think that the Oilers, the last time they split up McDavid and Draisaitl, they got more of their lineup than any other time in the last, let's call it, 3 to 4 games? Is it crazy to think that?
No, because in theory, that's how it should be.
Now, I've come to the conclusion that clearly these two just like playing together.
Obviously.
So that's why they're going to do what they're going to do. But I just find that they're a lot more dangerous if they've got 2 lines being centered by Connor and Leon. That stands out to me. Now, you're going to put Podkolzin on the left side. Last season, Leon said he loves to play with Podkolzin because he goes in there, he grinds, he gets pucks, he moves them to the guys, and then they can just get the puck and do what they need to do.
But, Belzy, I love working with Ben Thompson because he does all the hard work. That's the same mindset.
It allows you to be the star of the show, buddy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
That's essentially what Leon
I'll be your Podkolzin any day, Tommy. Don't worry.
Thank you. No. And it is a compliment. You work very hard,
It is
Benny.
a compliment. Yeah. It's a compliment to Podkolzin in the way that he plays. And, sometimes you can't always just have finesse with those guys. Sometimes it's got to be, but a little bit of more grinding sandpaper type player, because those are the guys that are going to go into the corners and get pucks and dig for them and get them out to Draisaitl, who can be hanging out back door, or McDavid, who's, flying through the seams. So I understand why he's there, but at the same time, when I just go back to that lineup and I look and I go to that Rangers game in the 3rd period, they split those 2 guys up.
Yep.
All of a sudden now it was a matchup nightmare for the Rangers because, who am I going to put my top unit out against? Is it McDavid who was flying around, or was it Draisaitl?
Right.
And more guys got involved, and that's not to say that with the current lineup that guys aren't being involved, but it just becomes a lot easier to defend the Oilers, especially if the top 2 guys aren't playing the way that they normally are capable of.
Yeah.
That's a completely fair argument.
I have a take on this.
Okay.
I am usually not the biggest fan of McDavid and Draisaitl playing together. I've said it on the show. I don't like it very much. Mm-hmm. But this slide that the Oilers have been on, I blame it pretty much all on the top guys. McDavid, Leon, Bouch, Nurse. I think they have been brutal these past 4 games. And because of that, they aren't bringing the other guys on the team into the fire. And for that, they look bad. So if you were to split McDavid and Draisaitl when they're both not going, I think they weigh down 2 lines.
Whoa.
So if they're going to continue to be bad, put them all on one line and let them work it out. And if they catch fire and they become that line that if they become the play that they should have, they put up points tonight, great. You can split them up later on. But they both have been brutal, so let them be brutal together and figure it out. And then eventually, once they get good, you can split them up.
You are a hot little tamale right now.
That's my take. They've been brutal. I blame this slide on them, and trust me, like they are 2 of the best players in the world.
Yeah,
but with that comes a lot of responsibility, and they have not met up to their expectations so far this year. Let them figure it out together.
Okay, really quickly.
A couple of clicks.
Oh, you got a round of clicks for that. We have an applause button for that. You know that. We've got our board.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Wow.
That's for Ben Thompson's rant right there. Yep. The crowd loves it. They're going wild, buddy.
Hot damn, Benny.
Yeah, well done, Benny. That's got some respect for that for sure. Okay. Someone texted in. Oh, it's Poop Stains. Great handle. Thank you for signing your name, because in my system on the app on my computer it doesn't have it saved. So Poop Stains, good to hear from you. Again, one of the aliases that I still laugh at all the time. Poop Stain says, "Let's start the McDavid injured rumor." Yeah, I don't think he's hurt. So it's been a tough go. And then really quickly, just to give people a quick update on their stats. Through 6 games, McDavid has 7 assists, still hasn't scored. He is -3 in those 6 games. Bouchard, no points, -5. He needs to wake up. We all know that, and probably all agree on it. And then Draisaitl, 4 goals, 1 assist, -2. And then you included Darnell Nurse in that category with the guys that have been a detriment to this Oilers team. Just no goals, 2 assists for Nurse, and a -3 with 2 penalty minutes. You see any text that you want to read? I know Poop Stains kind of set the tone there. But
there's one that was like basically, he isn't wrong. 29 and 97 been hot dog water this year.
It's okay to say it. They're not their usual selves.
No. I like that one. That's a good one.
Poop Stain says he's adding, "I wouldn't fire anyone if they win tonight because they'd be 500. So thank you, Poop Stains.
Good stuff.
Oh boy. All right. We do have Brandon Pillar joining us in about 10 or 11 minutes. So let's get to Game Changers as we come at you from Hudson's White Avenue. And I'm just reading their happy hour menu and their weekly specials lineup. So happy hour every day, 9 to 8, Monday to Friday, 2 to 6. So we are in happy hour right now.
Okay.
$5 seasoned fries, $6 pregame frickles. I love the frickles. Those are so good.
I don't think I've ever had a frickle.
I'm going to get us some.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy those. $6 hummus and veggies, $7 chicken tendies. Dusty would be all over those. $8 Hogtown riblets, $10 grilled cheese, $11 boneless wings, $12 coconut shrimp, $13 drive-in burger, $18 rookie nachos. You got $5 house draft, $5 Corona Sunbrew, $5 Red Bull, $6 highball, $6 Lavorato Italian wine, $6 Espolón tequila shot, $6 Shaft. Those are very popular now. $6.75 Smirnoff Ice, $6.75 Corona, $6.75 Margarita. And Belzy, what do you have right now?
Well,
it's on the other side. There we go.
The other side of this is a beautiful 6 o'clocker lager.
Hello.
We're getting involved.
Had a couple of those at Boston Pizza on Sunday. Delicious. Still going strong. Yep.
Those beers are flying off the shelves of the Nate versus Concordia game I was at on Saturday. On Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, they couldn't sell. They didn't have them cold because they kept getting bought. Like they had to serve them warm. It was
it's a delicious beer,
and it was still good warm. So they were doing well at the Nate versus Concordia game. I was very happy to see that.
I will say this though, Tommy, you can't chirp Dusty about his ordering off the kids menu.
I didn't say anything about a
chicken
kids menu.
tenders and fries. That is the kids menu.
Chicken tendies are great.
They are. They're delicious.
Yeah, what are boneless wings? They're basically chicken tendies.
Yeah, with little spice.
A little spice.
The
spice.
spice.
Yeah, we bring in the spice today on the Oil Stream pregame show. Brought to you by GCL Diesel as we get into Game Changers with Belzy. Game Changers always brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Damon Bunting, consistent top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He's community driven, understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. So check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Belzy, number one tonight on Game Changers. Shake off the funk.
Shake it off. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what is going on.
Right?
But the reality of the situation is you haven't played very well in the last 3 games. You could almost say 4 if you really needed to.
I include that Rangers game as not playing particularly sharp.
Yeah, so let's go 4.
Yeah.
And right now, the early season, these are opportunities for crucial points down the road.
Yeah.
You want to compete for, a division title. You need points early in the season when teams are still trying to figure out, what they have. Are they contenders? Are they pretenders? Are they, in middle of the pack?
Mm-hmm.
They need to shake out of their funk right now because every single point that they're dropping, and it's not me or you that's sitting back and saying, hey, we want to have a fast start. Those are the players that said that. They want to have a different, I guess, a different way of starting the season as opposed to the consistent, well, we're lazy, we're lackadaisical. I don't want to call them lazy, but lackadaisical.
Mm-hmm.
They've said that they want to be different.
Correct.
So find a way to be different.
Be different.
If that has to be, leaning into your defensive game a little bit more, which they have shown the ability to do, then lean into your defensive game and win a game 2-1. If you need to be a little bit more physical, well then, get out of the stables, be physical, because what are you going to expect tonight? The team that you're facing tonight is a physical hockey team.
Right. They're kind of
in your face. They don't give you an inch, and so you're going to have to find a way to grind it out and work for it. So get out of your funk, play into somebody's equipment, to steal a reference from
Todd McClellan?
No.
Who?
Jay Woodcroft.
Jay Woodcroft. Well, he was Todd McClellan's assistant for years, so I would say that those two used and abused that term very much.
Yes,
but it makes sense.
But it's a very valid term.
Yeah, you're getting involved. You're messing with the opposition. You're making it hard for them.
100%. But every single time you initiate body contact or you get into the forecheck, it makes you become part of the game. Mm-hmm. It gets you involved early. And that's the one thing that you're not seeing. The Oilers they've had a good forechecking team in the last few years. But where's that forecheck right now?
MIA?
MIA.
All right, that's point number 1 of Game Changers. It is shake off the funk. Number 2, Belzy, Connor, and Leon lead
the charge. You guys are the 2 lead dogs. And, I understand that one of the spark plugs of your team is Zach Hyman. Mm-hmm. And I know that he's a missing piece. But at the end of the day, good teams are led by their top players. Whether that's, from an intensity standpoint, whether that's from a detail standpoint, if you're a top guy, you have to lead your team. Because what's going to happen after that is that, the players that are on your 3rd, 4th line, your 5th, 6th defenseman, they're all going to do exactly what Connor and Leon are going to do. So if they come out and they start soaking pucks and basically blocking pucks, mm-hmm. well, guess what the rest of the team is going to be obligated to do? Because we can't let our top guys down. These are the best players in the world. Let's go emulate what they're doing, and let's find the same intensity. So those 2 guys have to lead the team here tonight.
Well, Betty, do you want to jump in there a little bit?
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, Belzy. This was, my point the past couple of games. It's just this team is going to live and die by their top guys. Their top guys are what are the motor, the engine of this team. And when they're not going, this team will simply just not. It doesn't have we've said the depth for the Oilers is pretty good. I'm not here to say that it's a bad set of forwards or D-men, but they can't carry the team by itself. They're not one of those like Vegas is what comes to mind right away, where they just from lines 1 to 4 throw at anyone and they can dominate a shift. They need their top guys to be their best guys, and they haven't been the past couple games. And for that, we've seen some losses up in their record. So until they wake up, until they become or they fit that expectation that we all have for them, they're gonna continue to lose games. But I hope that changes today.
All right, it is Game Changers with our game analyst, Shawn Belle. Game Changers is always brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Point number 1, shake off the funk. Point number 2, Connor and Leon lead. Number 3, Belsey, wall up the D.
Wall up the D. Wallman's back. He's going to secure the top 4. Hopefully that helps the rest of the group kind of find their game. Darnell Nurse has a little bit less minutes. Bouchard has a fewer minutes. Maybe now we can get to a point where we don't have such egregious turnovers and, just, I don't want to say abysmal because that's a pretty harsh word, but like have adequate defending. And I think if you insert...
I think that's fair to ask. To have adequate defending.
Like it is.
I think that's
it sounds very
well
sarcastic,
within reason.
But it's not because you just see these things where it's like, what are we doing today, guys?
Again, it comes back to one guy generally, maybe two.
And they have the ability to do it.
Right.
And I think, once again, this is why I understand the frustration in oil country.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ability to do it. Is Wallman that big of a factor that it takes you completely out of it? I don't think so. We've already made that point earlier in the game. However, he's going to shore up your top 4. He's a great puck-moving defenseman. He provides a little bit of grit. He adds a little bit of spark to your back end.
Yes.
So hopefully he can come in and shore up everything.
Here's an interesting thing that was brought up. I think it was with Hernan and Joaquin on EST Afternoons earlier in the day. It was the idea of how long do you leave Bouchard on power play 1 now that Wallman's back? Mm-hmm. And if Bouchard continues to falter like he has, would you consider or should Kris Knoblauch swap in Wallman for Bouchard? What would you think about that, Belsey?
If you're going to continue to be in this funk, then I would find a way to get him out of it.
So you take Bouchard off
I would
the power
take him
play.
off the power play as a kind of a wake up. And does it have to be for the entire game? No, it could be just that one singular power play. And then all of a sudden, hey, like you're not.
This is a wake up call.
This is a wake up call. Like you're not going to be out of this lineup. You're not going to be on the power play. Like you just find a way to get yourself going, Boosh, because you are a big piece of this team. You're an $11 million defenseman. You're a guy that can score timely goals, but at the same time, we need you to be good defenseman and defend well. So if you have to shake him up, I would definitely shake him up.
I have time for that as well.
It's early in the season.
Well, yeah.
So
I have no problem with Wallman quarterback in that top power play. I have no problem with it. I think he can absolutely do it.
He can read and react off of Leon and Connor, can't he? He's been around long enough. He's been offensive the majority of his career once he became a consistent everyday NHL defenseman.
The only thing I don't like about it, and this is just playing devil's advocate, is that it puts 4 lefties on the power play.
Yeah, true.
And that changes the dynamic a little bit. In theory, it doesn't sound like it's going to change that much, but having 4 lefties on the power play with your only righty being down low, it does change how you run and operate the power play.
That's fair. I understand that. Wholeheartedly. Let's get to a couple of texts before we bring in Brandon Pillar from Locked On Sens, who's just about ready to go. Let's see. Corbin Longley says Oil need to crash the net more. Buzz the tower needs to play down low more in the ozone. And then C-Run says McDavid and Draisaitl still on their honeymoon. Kelvin says just show up once this season. C-Run says $20 million. How's that defending? Abysmal, not adequate. Ew. And Casino Dealer Jay adds they need to stop overcommitting and protect the center of the ice. Yeah, that's completely fair. And then Corbin also adds, this may sound crazy. What do you think of a 5-forward power play? I'm going to defer to you, Belzer.
I don't mind it, but I would prefer to still have one defenseman on there just in case something goes sideways. And this is just an old, defense saying, is that usually the defensemen are the brains of the operation and the forwards are just the go-getters. So if you have 5 go-getters on the ice, well, you need some brains too. So that's why you always want to have a defenseman because you can trust him. You never trust a forward to play defense.
That's fair. I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that at all. All right, before we get to Brandon Pillar from Locked On Sens, let's get to your game day odds check from Play Alberta. Everything that you put into Play Alberta stays in Alberta, safe and secure. The revenue generated from Play Alberta is redirected into Alberta's General Revenue Fund, which is used to support programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. If you do play, use your game sense, as they like to remind everyone over at Play Alberta. Promo codes EST50. That's a $50 deposit for a $50 free bet. You could do EST Casino. That is a $50 deposit for a $50 casino bonus. And then EST Sports, another $50 deposit gets you a $50 free bet. The money line tonight, Edmonton minus 128, Ottawa plus 109, over under set at 5.5 at Play Alberta. The over at minus 135, the under at 103. Hop on the EST specials at Play Alberta. I put a little sprinkle on. Jay has been really riding hot lately with his bets. Jay's play of the day, Edmonton Oilers to win, 6+ total goals, boosted to 165. Dusty's play of the day, Leon Draisaitl, 2+ points. That's also boosted to 130. And then I hopped on the early bird. Oilers on the money line, McDavid over 0.5 goals, so he scores finally tonight, and then Bouchard gets a point, his first of the season. There's the EST afternoons, let's do it. Tim Stützle, 1+ points, with Robert Thomas, 1+ points, McDavid, 1+ goals. That one boosted to 440, and then the crazy one, the grandest parlay, although not that crazy today. Nugent Hopkins, 1+ point, Dallas Stars to win, OKC Thunder to win. That one boosted to 287, plus 287. What are you laughing at?
The nasty chat is absolutely going crazy right now.
What a shock.
I just want to say, nasties, I love you guys. You guys are quite funny. MB says, Bouchard is not brains.
Matt Hyman said, don't the Oilers already have 5 forwards on the power play?
Hey, good play. I'll give that one.
Man, you guys crack me up.
Well done. One
Too
done.
good.
All right. He's ready to go. He's from Locked On Senators. He's Brandon Pillar. He's joining us now. Brandon, thanks for the time. Thanks for hopping on. Really appreciate that. All right, you could laugh at the Oilers because everybody is right now, even though they're just 2-3-1. But what's going on with the Sens at 2-4?
Well, Tom, I don't think I'll be laughing at the Oilers anytime soon, considering where the Sens are to start this season. And the Oilers are a team that has absolutely dominated the Sens in the last couple of years. So I'll save my laughter for later. But in Ottawa, basically the big stories are the goaltending's not great right now. Linus Ullmark not performing up to his new extension that just kicked in this season, over $8 million for the next 4 years. The penalty kill is atrocious, one of the worst in the league at 60%. And they've had to stack their top line, moving guys from center to wing, most notably Tim Stützle has been their number 1 center for a long time here, and now he's playing left wing on the top line to try to get a little more offense on that top line.
Ullmark's game. This is a guy who's a couple years removed from a Vezina. What's happening there? Is it something like he's not getting the support from the guys in front of him, or is he just let in a bunch of stinkers? How would you sum it up so far? I know it's early, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because he's made some big saves, guys. Like, there's moments where you're like, oh, man, that's the goalie we're looking for. That's the goalie we're expecting. Big breakaway saves, big paddle save that he had on Jean-Gabriel Pageau against the New York Islanders early in that game on Saturday. But then there's a lot of poor, timely goals that give the other team a lot of momentum. And he's either way too deep in his net, or he just kind of doesn't react to it the way you would think a goalie of his skill level would. And it's been tough. I mean, the Sens have allowed the most goals in the league right now at 30, and they're averaging 5 goals against per game. Like, sure, they've been scoring at a decent clip, but when you're allowing 5 goals a game, it's pretty hard to win hockey games.
LZ.
Is that just a symptom of the goaltending, or is it more than that? Is it, here in Edmonton, we see there's a lot of turnovers that happen in bad spots, and obviously that leads to the goals. And is that more of the same that's going on with the Senators?
Yeah, certainly their defensive play hasn't been that great, which is disappointing because last year Travis Green came in and he really changed the structure of how this team played, especially since the Sens were fairly young team, so they didn't have great defensive structure. He really implemented that. That helped them get to the playoffs. It helped them play a better all-around game. But this year, I think they're just struggling to have both offense and defense. The passing isn't as good. They're making poor decisions. They're not being able to transition the puck up the ice the way you'd want. They're not finishing. They're not getting high-danger scoring chances like they used to. So I think it's just tough for the Ottawa Senators when you'd hope that when you're not on your best defensively, that your goalie can bail you out. And Ullmark hasn't been able to do that, and neither has Levi Marilainen, who only played one game, but it was an 8-4 loss to Buffalo, and he already got sent back to the AHL to try to rebuild his confidence after one game in the season.
Brandon Pillar joining us from Locked On Senators as we get you set for tonight's matchup. The Oilers closing out a 5-game road trip, one that has not gone particularly well. Belsey and I were talking about this, Brandon. We're saying, the Sens team, they're feisty. They play in your equipment, to use that term. And that's kind of their MO. At least that's how we remember them in the playoffs throughout last season, fighting, battling, scratching, and clawing to get everything that they did on the points side of things in the standings. Have they played like that? Because the way you've described them over the last couple of minutes sounds like they sort of have veered away. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair. And Tom, all the adjectives and descriptive words you just used there, I think those are all words that could define Brady Tkachuk. However, Brady Tkachuk injured right now. Their captain, their leader. He's typically the guy that leads in goals as well. He's a force on that top line left wing where now Tim Stützle has been placed. And this team is not the same without him, like most teams when they lose their captain, right? Like Brady Tkachuk is a guy that drags his team into the fight with them, and he doesn't do anything that he wouldn't expect the rest of his teammates to do. And guys see that, and they really respond to that. So not having him here and not being successful, I think has really taken a toll on this team, and they've had to figure out, okay, we got to come to grips with Brady Tkachuk's just not here. He's not going to be here for the next probably 2 months, recovering from thumb surgery that went well, but still the timeline is anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. So we can't dwell on that. We got to find different ways to produce offense and to get back to our game. Like you said, like we got to be feistier. We got to play physical. We got to forecheck hard, things like that, because the Sens don't have a McDavid. The Sens don't have a Draisaitl. Like they don't have that top tier superstar. They're at their best when they're able to get under other teams' skin, when they're able to convert on dirty goals and create chaos in front of the net. Again, something that Brady Tkachuk excels at. So without that kind of player in their lineup, they're going to have to adapt. And it's been a tough transition so far.
Is there anybody else in the lineup that can bring that? Because like you mentioned, when he's there, it drags everybody into the fight. But at the same time, like you still have to have guys that are willing to go do those things. And is there now a guy that could be the next up into trying to drag that team into the fight?
I mean, as far as leadership goes, Claude Giroux is a big leader in that locker room. Now, certainly he doesn't bring that kind of physical element that Brady brings, especially being on the back half of his career. You got Thomas Chabot, a guy that's been there for a long time. He's an alternate captain as well, but again, doesn't bring that physicality. As far as the physicality goes, you've got guys like Ridley Gregg, who is now the team's third-line center. He's great at getting under other teams' skin. You've got Tyler Clevin, who's a bottom-pair defenseman. He can throw big hits, reverse hits as well. And a newcomer that they brought in at the trade deadline, Fabian Zetterlund, he was supposed to be a big game changer for them. He started off on the top line, but now he's all the way down on the fourth line, and he just hasn't been able to produce. He has 1 assist in 6 games. Since he's been to Ottawa, he has not been producing, but he's supposed to be a guy that can shoot the puck. He had 24 goals with San Jose the year before, and he's supposed to shoot, hit. Those things aren't really happening. He's laying the body, but he's just not producing. So they just don't have a guy that can do all of the things collectively at the skill level that Brady Tkachuk can. And not many teams do. Like Brady Tkachuk is an elite power forward that lots of teams would covet to have. So losing him is it's brutal to the Ottawa Senators team.
Okay, a guy that, I mean, it was a significant trade last year, and I think a lot of Sens fans would be excited about is Dylan Cousins. But I'm looking, he's put up points this year, Brennan, but like -7. I'm wondering, like, what's happening with him? How has he amalgamated in with this group? Or are people kind of questioning his play thus far? What can you say about the way Cousins has fit in as a Senator thus far?
Yep.
Well, he plays physical game too. He leads the Sens in hits, actually. And now he's this team's top line center alongside Tim Stutz on the left and Drake Batherson on the right. He has been good this year. I think just a lot of bad puck luck when you talk about that -7. Like, there's a lot of times where he's on the ice, and that's when, unfortunately, Allmark isn't able to come up with the save that he should. But I think overall, Sens fans are happy with Dylan Cousins, especially he's in the prime of his career age-wise. He's locked up to a decent contract, $7.1 million. And it's unfortunate. We all love Josh Norris here in the nation's capital, but he's had major injury problems. So to go from having Josh Norris on the shelf to replacing him with a player like Dylan Cousins that's been mostly healthy his career and is able to produce and play physical and now is a top-line center, it's been a really good trade for the Sens overall. So I would say most Sens fans are happy with Cousins.
I have one more for you. Brandon, how will the Ottawa Senators defend Vasily Podkolzin tonight?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, look, if Podkolzin is the guy that beats the Sens, Tom, and he pops off, congrats, hat tip to him, because the only two things the Ottawa Senators need to worry about is Connor McDavid, who has no goals on the year, and he would love to end that streak up against one of his favorite teams to feast on in the Ottawa Senators, and Leon Draisaitl too. Like, those guys are just absolute killers. I have nightmares of the COVID year in the All-Canada division when the Edmonton Oilers, it was like the Globetrotters up against the Washington Generals. It was just a joke trying to stop those two guys. So we're hoping you can keep Connor McDavid zeros in the goals category. And Tim Stützle, fellow German, it means a lot to him going up against Leon Draisaitl. Hopefully that can kick up an extra gear for the countrymen.
Stützle finds a way to get on the score sheet every time he faces the Oilers. What Brandon was alluded to, Draisaitl, 38 points in 26 games versus Ottawa. Yes, the COVID year with the North Division was something that added and padded those stats, 17 goals, 21 assists. Then Connor McDavid, I think his numbers are pretty astronomical. They're better. 46 points in 26 games against Ottawa. Yeah, 13 goals. 33 assists. I do have one final question. What's the arena status in Ottawa right now? Because they got that deal for LeBreton Flats, right? Is there a timeline now for a brand spanking new arena downtown Ottawa, which would be a lot of fun compared to Canada?
Yeah, it's a must-needed change. Everybody, not just in Ottawa, but around the league knows that. The rink is fine. It's in the middle of nowhere. Like, we joke, if they could just airlift that rink and move it over downtown, we'd be all fine with that. But it's a government town. There's red tape everywhere. The land has hazardous waste on it that they got to clean up. Like, we're looking... I don't know. I've set my optimistic hopes at 2032, but I'd be surprised if that's the case. Like, it's going to be a while, guys. But the good news is they have a deal in place, whereas that had taken so long just to even get a deal done. So now they can move forward, and they got more land than they were expecting. So once it finally gets there, it's going to be a game changer, but not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Michael Andlauer for a while. He was one of the owners when I was in Montreal. If there's anybody that can push and find the right buttons to hit, I feel like it would be him, because he is one of the best owners that I've met personally. I'm glad any of the leagues.
Okay, I'm dragging this on, but I'm glad you brought that up with Andlauer. How has it been with him at the helm as owner of the Sens, and then Steve Staios? I know Staios got the team into the playoffs last year, but Brennan, are people happy with Andlauer? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, especially, look, I don't want to speak illy of the former owner, but it was a needed change. You can feel the culture shift. Like, even something as minor as staff in the arena, like ushers and people working at the concession stands, they feel like they are getting a lot more respect. He really has a staff first approach. The players can feel that this team is heading in the right direction. They've made needed upgrades to practice facilities and the gyms at the rink and things like that. They've done a much better job in the players they've acquired in trade. Like, the pro scouting's been better. They've brought in some really good people, like Dave Poulin is awesome. He's been a big part of that executive staff as well. And the coaching staff now, Daniel Alfredson has been welcomed back to the organization. That's an alumni guy that means a lot to this city and to this team. So for Michael Andlauer to be able to do all these things and at least get an arena deal started in place and finally get back to the playoffs for the first time in 7 seasons.
Yeah.
Everyone's pretty happy with how things have gone with the new owner.
Onwards and upwards in Ottawa. Just if you're an Oilers fan, not tonight. Brandon, thanks for the time, buddy. Really appreciate it. We'll have to do this again.
Hey, no problem. Thanks, guys.
There's Brandon Pillar from Locked On Sens. Good information there from him as we get you set for tonight's action. Edmonton closing out a 5-game road trip. A win in New York, a loss on Long Island, a loss in Jersey, and a loss in Detroit. And they're searching for a little bit of a spark. And let's see if they get it against the 2 and 4 Ottawa Senators. You can text us 780-218-9999. You can get into the nasty chat as well. Tom Gazzola, Shawn Belle, live on location, Hudson's, White Avenue. Come join us. They open up at 3. It's already starting to fill up. The after-work crowd is getting in here. Beautiful autumn day. And
nice
come hang out with us. Take advantage. It's happy hour right now. And there's some specials. So we're going to be diving in. I got to get you some fried pickles. The frickles are absolutely delicious. I think you're going to love them. I really do.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. Benny Thompson, what do you got? You heard from Brandon Pillar there. What stood out to you?
Yeah, Ottawa's one of those teams that stands out to me in the Eastern Conference in terms of just like longevity and future success. They're close to me with Montreal in terms of just like a younger core that I see just making the playoffs consistently for the next couple of years. And obviously, if you're in Ottawa, you hope that one of those years is the year that they overcome adversity and get the cup. But yeah, like them and Montreal to me are those two teams that just like they have those young guys. And in Ottawa, you have Sanderson and Stützle, and when Linus Ullmark's playing his game, he's a very good goalie. I like the Dylan Cousins trade they made. And then obviously over in Ottawa, Lane Hudson, Noah Dobson, Suzuki, Caulfield. You guys know the deal. But yeah, I liked what he was saying there, and new arena coming a little later than I think a lot of people there would have liked. But yeah, it's I think Ottawa's a pretty good, promising team coming in the future. And once again, like you said, hopefully not tonight.
Benny. Mm-hmm. I know this is not a Montreal game, but are you a quiet Montreal fan?
Man, it's funny. Literally two of my buddies texted me separately, and they didn't know they were saying the same thing 2 days ago. Said I might hop on the Habs wagon. I'm like, guys, come on, let's the Oilers aren't done yet. Come on, please. But
the Oilers aren't done for sure. But
that
everybody's got a second team that's quiet.
I don't.
Yeah, I guess so.
I have
not you.
My second team rotates every year. There's a team. I'm like,
you can't even
I
figure out your NFL team.
Okay, well that's a different story. But I'm not gonna say I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan, or they're not my second team. But
the way that you just talked about them,
there's a difference. There's a difference, Belsey. There's a difference. I can be a fan of a team, and I can appreciate their way they've built their roster and how I think they're going to be in the future. Montreal looks damn good for the next 5 to 10 years. I think they are going to be stacked. Like if they do this properly, which I think they are, with contracts and who they're bringing in, they have like a very, very, very good young core that I think is only going to get better as the years come on.
Heading into a busy Tuesday night in the National Hockey League, 10 games. The Habs are 5-2 through 7 games played this year. Let's see where they're at today. They are not in action. They do play in Calgary tomorrow, and then they're here on Thursday. The Oilers hit the road on Saturday and visit Seattle? Yeah, Seattle, and then Vancouver on Sunday. Are you giggling? I can hear you giggling.
No, I started laughing because people in the nasty chat.
What is going on in the nasty chat?
We got Jazzy, or Chingy as she likes to call herself.
Okay.
Bad Benny is actually bad. No, Benny, no.
Ben,
in the sassy voice. Is she doing this one too?
Doing these.
Yeah. No, claws. Benny, no.
No,
I can see
no.
You and Jazzy on the hangout tomorrow?
I don't know if Jazzy's on the hangout, but I'm on the hangout.
Okay, good.
I can I not appreciate how a team's built here? As a hocky guy, can I not?
I agree with you, man.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to ask because of the way that you talked about them. There was an excitement in your voice.
People,
I picked up on that.
People in my generation would call it glazing, but I guess you can say
The old brain rot.
Oh, here we go with this crap. Glazing.
All right, I'll stop glazing the Canadians.
Yeah, okay,
whatever that means. Chris says, Benny, stop while you're ahead. Dope Boy Gangsta. I think that's exactly how he wants his name to be read. Dope Boy Gangsta says Montreal is fun to watch. Yes, they are. I would agree with that. And then I think Jasmine's saying, yes, we are, with the claws out. MB says, great show, guys. Hopefully we get a good game tonight. We hope so.
I think so.
Too. Yeah. We have a couple minutes left here on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom and Sean live on location, Hudson's White Avenue. Come on down. Join us. Take advantage of the great game day specials. And it is happy hour until 6. Benny Thompson back at ESTHQ. Baconator says, Benny, what a turncoat.
Guys, I mean, come on.
No, stand by it, Benny. Stand by
it. No,
hey.
Once again, I will not defer my opinion. Montreal Canadiens are a damn good team built for the future. But they're not my second favorite team. I'm not cheering for them. I just think they're built properly. That's all.
Listen, Benny, you can pump their tires 2 days from now. Enough of this already.
Yeah.
Benny, Ottawa,
that's our focus.
Edmonton. Okay, figure it out.
Hey, you brought the topic.
Stop,
right?
Stop glazing the Canadians.
Hey, Senators are built pretty good for the future too. How about that?
Too
there
late,
we go.
man. Now you're just scrambling.
All right.
You're just scrambling.
All right, I'll shut up.
Your lines tonight: McDavid between Podkolzin and Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins centering Mangiapane and Roslovic, Philp between Savoy and Frederick, then Adam Henrique playing game number 1000, Shawn Belle between clicks for that. Howard and Tomaszek on his flanks. Ekholm paired up with Bouchard. Nurse with Wallman, who is making his return to action. First game of the regular season for Jake Wallman should help out that blue line, which has struggled at times for a good chunk of the first 6 games of the year. Troy Stetcher, Curtis Lazar are your scratches. As for the Sens, Dylan Cousins between Tim Stützle and Drake Batherson. Shane Pinto centering Michael Amadio and Claude Giroux. Ridley Gregg between Nick Cousins and David Perron. Then you've got Lars Eller with Fabian Zetterlund and Ole Leixell. On defense, Jake Sanderson with Artem Zub, Thomas Chabot with Nick Jensen, Tyler Klevin with Nicholas Montepallo. No Curtis McDermott, no Jordan Spence for the Sens. Your starting goalie, Stu Skinner, 1-2-1 this season, 223 GA, 910 save percentage, 1 shutout in 4 games. He has a 5-1 record versus Ottawa lifetime. He goes up against Linus Ullmark, 2-3 record this year, 399 goals against average, 848 save percentage in the 5 games he's played. Ullmark 3-1 versus the Oil lifetime, 328 GA, 888 save percentage in those tough. 9 games. All right, final thoughts from you, Belsey.
Final thoughts. I think after you read those lines again, I kind of like the Mangiapane, Nuge, Roslovic line. I'm hoping that they can find some chemistry.
Okay.
Because those are all guys that can score. They all give you a little bit different, right? Tools to the game and bring to their line. And if they could find a second line like that can get going, then I think you can keep the big boys together.
Nugent Hopkins, 6 points this season, 4 goals. He's been playing well. He's been moving his feet, which is nice to see.
Which is very nice to see.
If they can spark the offense or be dependable while the other guys, for some reason, try to find their game, even though they absolutely, I know. I'm just shaking by it going, what are they doing? Yeah. Then great. That's what you want. You want the 4 lines contributing and just someone get it done tonight.
Yeah, I like the addition of Mangiapane. He's been one of the best additions to a team that I've seen right now. Like I think he fits seamlessly to what they've been trying to do.
Yep.
And he's basically everything that they wanted Arvidsson to be.
And he wasn't, yes.
And that he wasn't. So I think he's been fantastic. Roslovic has looked good in spurts. So if they can find that chemistry and they can find a way to really gel as a group, I think you might have a pretty proficient second line.
Let's see if they put it together tonight as the Oilers look to snap this 3-game slide against the Ottawa Senators, who are 2-4 this season. That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Come join us, Hudson's White Avenue. We're going to have a lot of fun. It is happy hour, game day specials, all that good stuff. Belsey and I will be here all night long. That's going to do it. Benny, great job. We'll see you on the post-game show. Belsey, fantastic. Look forward to those frickles. Big thank you to Brandon Pillar from Locked On Sens. Coming up right now on EST, the final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Thank you to everybody who watched and listened. We will see you on the Oilers postgame show. Ciao for now.
The Lock Shop.
Vladdy tempting fate by wearing the Matthews jersey.
I thought it was the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life, Huss. Yeah, that must have broke during your show yesterday, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can imagine the chat. I saw one of the guys from Chiclet said that's like wearing a Biz Nasty jersey to a spelling bee. I mean, it was...
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Wholesat, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Get ready for a feast like no other. 40-ounce steak night is back this November at the Canadian Brewhouse. Sink your teeth into a hand-cut 40-ounce ribeye with all the fixins for just $49.99. Tickets available now in store or at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Drager's going to join us. He is your GS Construction Hockey Insider today.
You don't sweat the small stuff. Now, if we're having this conversation, we're 15 games into the regular season, and they're still battling to score, or Evan Bouchard does not wake himself out of this nightmare, then those are storylines that become more of an issue because you've got a greater sample size.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. San Francisco's own Jefferson Starship bring their arena rock legacy to the River Cree Resort and Casino October 23rd. Celebrating 50 years of rock and roll, don't miss these classic rock legends. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, Oilers getting ready to go in Ottawa. We just have the feed on here. Looks like members of Adam Henrique's family in the dressing room before the game, helping read out the lineup card. Gene Principe's wearing the Rico racing shirt that his teammates wore to the rink this morning as the Oilers try to end a 3-game losing streak against the Ottawa Senators. The Oilers are 2-3-1 on the season. The Senators right with them at 2-4. And the story for this game is that the Oilers, haven't been able to produce a lot of offense, even though, there are some goals along the way, but they have McDavid without a goal. They have Bouchard without a point. And the Senators' story is they can't keep the puck out of their own net. They are last in the NHL in goals for per game. Their 5-on-5 save percentage is .860, which is last in the National Hockey League. So we'll see what gives tonight. Are the Oilers going to break through, or will the Senators sturdy things up and provide another frustrating night for your Edmonton Oilers? We'll keep you updated on this one. In a couple of minutes, we're going to connect with Mike Wilner, longtime covering the Toronto Blue Jays, currently a baseball columnist for the Toronto Star. Want to get the scene there. I was listening to the morning show this morning, and they had a guest out of Toronto on the show, and they were joking about, imagine someone ordering an Uber Eats around 10:30, 11 Eastern last night in downtown Toronto. But where's my late night snack? But why are the streets so? Oh, yeah.
Did you see the videos of people that live in high rises around? So the Sky Dome, I know it's not the Sky Dome
Rogers
anymore,
Center,
Rogers Center, where the reaction you could hear from the stadium, but it was like 45 seconds behind on TV. So like people that lived in downtown knew that they won, right? Because the place erupted, and then they ran in from their balcony and showed it on TV, and it was only, there were still 2 strikes left on the count.
Well, it's weird with high definition TV. Because the way it's explained to me, and now with streaming too, the signal it takes a different amount of time. So I think it used to be TV was delayed 7 or 8 seconds, and now it could be 30 a minute. And plus, like I even know the same channel in the same house will not be synced up. Like you could be watching Sportsnet West with Coop in the basement. And your kids could be watching Sportsnet West upstairs, and even that wouldn't be synced up in the same house. It's very strange. But people downtown Edmonton, too, the goal's been on in the moss pit, and then they hear the cheering in the moss pit. That's like, oh, someone's going to score.
We are literally watching 2 TVs here.
They're different.
And they're different.
They're different. Yes. It's coming
through the same
interwebs. The same internet. Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, that's a side effect of modern technology. Well, I know I've texted my mom or a friend after an Oilers goal, and then there's been I'm writing down the summary, and then I get a text like, "Oh, when does this happen?" Oh, so it is kind of strange. Anyway, to discuss the Blue Jays, incredible baseball story here for Canada. Mike Wilner, Toronto Star columnist, joining us here on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Mike, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm all right, Reid and Jay. How are you guys doing?
Doing very well. It's great to have you on the show. And I know it's busy and crazy out there. I'll start there. What have the last 21 hours or so been like in Toronto?
I don't think there's been a lot of sleep, and I think there are a lot of hangovers. It's been a very fun last few hours. People are super hyped about a lot of these Jays fans. There's no World Series in living memory for them, so the 90s are just something that their parents have told them about. So it's a really cool thing.
Well, and I've found myself in that situation with a couple of our younger employees explaining Joe Carter and Todd Stottlemyre's cut chin and all that kind of stuff. So a new collection. Remind me, and I used to work at another station, and you were on my show there a couple of times, but remind me and tell everybody else how long you've been covering the Blue Jays, and maybe sort of the context of how this team compares against some other playoff teams that you've seen.
I've seen them all. I've been, this is, I think, my 38th year covering the Blue Jays, which makes me feel really old. But I did start when I was 18 and in university. So yeah, I've been around a long time and on the radio for 20 years and now with the Star for 5 and Deep Left Field, by the way, which everybody should be listening to. Number 2 baseball podcast in Canada right now. We want to get it to number 1. Yeah, I mean, it's really, I was talking to a couple of my fellow reporters last night while we were waiting behind the screen to be allowed into the clubhouse celebration. And we all looked at each other and said, can you believe that this is the Jays team that is going to the World Series out of all these ones that we've covered? I mean, full measure, right? They've been great and they've had an incredible year, but it felt like the 15 team was better and the 16 team was better than this and the 21 and 22 teams were better than this, but they weren't because this team got there and those teams all didn't.
Mike Wilner joining us here from the Toronto Star. I wanted to ask, about John Schneider. Is this as good of a story as any? I mean, he's been with this organization for over 20 years, managed many of the current Jays in the minors. Does that history give him a unique trust and insight with his core players?
I mean, I think maybe. I think first of all, it is a fantastic story. You're right about that. And not enough people are telling that story. That this is a guy who was drafted by the Blue Jays in 2002 and has been with the organization as a player and a manager and a coach ever since. Before the game yesterday, people were talking about Ricky Romero, the Blue Jays All-Star in 2010 or 11, and that he was tweeting about he's coming to the game, he's so excited. And John Schneider said, yeah, I caught Ricky Romero in the minor leagues. I mean, this is how far back he goes with this group. And there's no one around this organization that has a tie to this team for as long as he does, except, maybe me. But, the fact that he's as dyed in the wool Blue Jay as there can be is a huge, huge thing. And I wish more people thought about that when they, levy this wild criticism at him that they so often do. And I wish he was more celebrated for that. So thank you for bringing it up. That's great.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I think he turned into a Canadian icon yesterday with some of his words he chose in the in the post-game celebration. So nothing gets a fan base riled up like that. But I want to move on now to the LA Dodgers. And the question I'm going to ask you is rest versus rust. LA enters this series with 6 days off. The Blue Jays are only going to have 3. Do you see that playing a role given the history that history, if you look at this, the LCS series since they went to Game 7, appears to be on the side of the Blue Jays?
I don't know about that. I mean, just look at the DS and look how much time the Blue Jays had off and the Yankees had 1 day, and the Blue Jays just absolutely pasted the Yankees in the first 2 games of that series. Seattle had 2 fewer days off than the Jays going into the ALCS, and the Blue Jays won that series. So the Dodgers have been through this. They swept the first round. They got out early in the second round. They swept the third round. They know what they're doing. I don't think that there will be that sort of rest versus rust advantage. I think that it's just a matter of the Blue Jays playing their absolute best, and if they do, they can win the series. And if the Blue Jays play their absolute best and the Dodgers play their absolute best, chances are the Dodgers win. But it's a 7-game series. It just, the only thing that matters is which team is hotter for that week and a half.
Mike, I want to ask you about tickets. I mean, the Oilers were in the Cup final the last 2 years. The price of a ticket to a game was a couple mortgage payments, I think. And then on the resale market, it might have been a down payment on a house. I don't know what sense you have here for ticket availability, demand, and cost for the first 2 games of the World Series.
Somebody sent me a screenshot of their, StubHub or something on the secondary market today for what tickets were going for. And it's multiple mortgage payments, at least on the secondary market. The tickets behind the plate were going from anywhere from $9,500 to $12,000, and tickets in the upper deck were going for $5,500. So it's a pretty hot ticket, I think.
Pretty amazing stuff. All right.
So I got one for game 1 of 93. And the first row of the 500 level from a scalper for $50. I don't think that's happening this year.
Jeez, yeah. Even with inflation or deflation, I guess, looking back, that was a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
I think it's obvious, but I'm going to ask you, and even if you think it's obvious, you can still provide some context. Somebody said to me, well, is this bigger? Is Springer's homer bigger than Bautista's home run against the Rangers? I was like, absolutely it is. I said in Blue Jays history, the only thing that tops this for me is Carter's home run. How do you look at some of the significant, and I guess, Alomar had that big one against the A's, but I don't know if this would be on par with Springer's. How do you compare some of these mammoth series changing or winning home runs from what you've seen?
Yeah, I think it absolutely surpasses Bautista's because it got them into the World Series, and Bautista's only got them into the ALCS, which they wound up losing. But nothing will ever top like the tension and the temperature of that Bautista home run, because it came at a point in time where we were worried about a riot in the stadium because of what happened in the top of that inning. But Joe Carter's obviously is number one. Springer's is, for me, probably number two, but it might still be Ed Sprague's. Sprague hit that home run right in game 2 in the 92 World Series in the 9th inning. If he doesn't and they lose, they're down 2-0, and they probably don't win that World Series. But other than that, Springer's right there.
Mike, I have one more here for you on Bo Bichette. He said in the clubhouse after the game, I'll be ready. I don't know how they're using me, but I'll be ready. Coming off the left knee sprain, what do you see happening with Bo Bichette in this World Series?
I'm confident that he'll be on the roster, but beyond that, honestly, I don't know. And it's probably because of George Springer's knee. If Springer was completely healthy, I would say put him in the outfield, DH Bo, let's go. And Isaiah Kiner-Falefa loses his starting spot. But if George's knee isn't right and he has to DH, then Bo is probably on the roster as a pinch hitter, at least for the first couple games. I can't see him playing shortstop. But I can see him being a DH if Springer is capable of playing the outfield. And if not, he'll get pinch hitting opportunities at the biggest times in those games. But Bo Bichette is definitely going to be there and probably going to be a factor in at least a couple of World Series games, even if he doesn't start.
Mike, I got to admit, I feel shame that I forgot about Sprague's homer, because I was like 18, 19, and 92, 93 going to university, so I was watching all those games, and I got to interview Ed Sprague a few years ago, which was cool. And of course, he's the second most decorated member of his marriage, because wasn't his wife a gold medal synchronized swimmer?
A tainted gold medalist, though. I mean, she did not deserve that medal. It was, you go look it up, Kristen Babb Sprague, and there was a huge controversy because the Canadians should have won, but one of the judges didn't know who she was, so she didn't give her high enough marks. But just don't bring that up with Ed.
No, I don't think I did at the time, and I wouldn't if we got him on again. All right, well, we'll end with a little bit of a fun here. Is it? No, maybe it's been announced and I missed it. Is it? Because part of the fun for this was, I think, seeing who was throwing out the first pitch and some of the alumni around. Is it an automatic that they do Carter like in game 1, just in case it doesn't come back to Toronto for 6 or 7, or I don't know if you know anything, but are now they going to roll out the guys who actually won the World Series as the first pitch throwers?
I think so. I don't know if Carter's will be game 1 or 2, but probably game 1. I think that the reason that Jose Bautista was game 6 was just in case there wasn't a game 7 in the ALCS. But in the first 2 rounds, they used members of the 2015 team, Russ Martin and Josh Donaldson, Edwin Encarnacion, Bautista, Marco Estrada, Kevin Pillar. It's got to be World Series guys in the World Series, and Joe Carter is at the top of that list. I assume, well, I don't know if it's safe to assume anything, like maybe Tom Henke or Dwayne Ward, Devon White, Paul Molitor, Pat Borders. There are a lot of guys that they could choose from. John Olerud, Dave Winfield, so many people who made such a big impact. They're only going to have 4 chances. They might only have 2. But I think Carter has to be one of them. And I would assume that he's the game 1 guy.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That's such an incredible moment.
But if Olerud comes out, he has to come out in his his helmet hat that he always wore.
I don't think he's going to wear the helmet.
Come on.
I got to say, Mike, and I put this on social media last night, and I know I'm not nearly as funny as I think I am sometimes, but Todd Stottlemyre should come out and not do a ceremonial first pitch. He should do a ceremonial slide into third base and scrape up his chin like he did in the 15-14 game against the Phillies. That would be incredible.
I don't think you could pay Todd Stottlemyre enough to do that.
Hey, Mike, this is awesome. Thanks for coming on the show. Love talking to you, and I know it's incredibly busy, so we really appreciate you making time for us.
What was that podcast there? Why don't you give that another shout out?
It's called Deep Left Field, and hopefully you guys are regular listeners, even though you didn't know the name. But last night was episode 300, and they couldn't have given us a better topic for the 300th episode. So, everyone should be listening to that. I want us to get to number 1 in Canada, damn it. So we're so close. So send everybody there.
Right on. Thank you so much, Mike. Enjoy the World Series. We'll talk to you down the road.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star joining us on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's a game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. Yeah, great to talk to Mike. Like you said, been covering the Blue Jays since he's been 18. So has seen most of the franchise's big moments up close and in person. I mean, he made a good point. Like, of all the Blue Jays teams that have gone to the World Series, this wouldn't have been the one you would have said in spring training.
True enough.
A lot of people. And wasn't, the management, getting ripped earlier in the season.
Well, they had a horrible start. Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't looking all that favorable for the Blue Jays. So for them to, come out and do this is incredible.
Yeah.
Unexpected for sure. If you look at the start of the season and how things started, yeah, absolutely unexpected.
Yeah. You don't remember the Stottlemyre slide, eh?
No.
Well, it was in Philly, so the pitchers were batting. Yeah, and he was on base, and I think he tried to go from first to third, and he's wearing the coat. The pitcher would put the coat on while he's running, and he barrels into third base and slides, and he gets up, and his chin is all bloodied. Like, it was just crazy. I think it was Game 4 of the 93 World Series.
I just laughed.
Did you find a picture of it?
Yeah. The pitchers with the jackets, right?
Yeah.
That was always classic. Keep them warm, boys.
We'll never get that. Well, I guess with Ohtani, you could have the pitcher on base, but yeah. Blue Jays, Dodgers starts Friday. We'll have more, of course, coverage of the World Series. Ken Reed from Sportsnet is going to join. I think he tweeted out a picture of him and Ivanka.
Oh, yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
Watching the end of the game, nerve-filled. So, we'll get some other... Gazdik's going to join us on Thursday to talk hockey and Blue... Like, he loves the Blue Jays. Was he not at games 1 and 2 of the Yankees series?
Yeah, we'll have to see.
I don't know if he's been able to go since, but he would have been pulling his hair out last night. So that'll be fun. Nurse in the penalty box. 8 minutes into the first period. We got a shorthanded breakaway here for Andrew Mangiapane, and he gets bothered from behind and does not get a shot away. I guess he was checked cleanly, so no penalty on the play. So Ottawa trying to score here on the power play. Oilers with 3 shots on goal, Ottawa just with 1, as they're in the first period there with the Oilers trying to snap their 3-game losing streak. We're going to have buying or selling for Damon Bunting coming up. We're going to have some fun discussion related to something that happened after the Blue Jays victory last night. You can get in touch, 780-218-9999. The afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu. That's available Sundays and Mondays, 5 p.m. until close. If you're with us on YouTube, you can post in the nasty chat and converse with each other and with us there. Give us a thumbs up as well. If you thumbed us up between 3 and 4, this is a different show, technically, the way it's done on YouTube.
Rethumb.
So rethumb it. You may be listening on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. We appreciate that as well. And don't forget our morning show, The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, 6 to 9 a.m. every weekday, is also available on 95.7 Cruise FM, which is a lot of fun. And we're doing Words of the Day, too, for Edmonton Public Library before we go. Of course, this is incredible. We're watching an Oilers game. We're talking about the Blue Jays in the World Series. We're doing Words of the Day. We're doing buying or selling. I do believe our lives have peaked, Mr. Milne.
This is it.
The only thing we're missing is a corgi lying between us.
That's true. I can make that happen.
That's going to happen.
It has to.
I think Coop, I think he might be a future EST employee.
Well, we do have budget for a dog.
Or like 8 years from now, you know, it'll be like, and for a dog of the week, for the 237th consecutive week, it's Coop the Corgi. Oh, Coop, tell us a little bit about yourself. He's like, even I'm tired of winning this award. Even the treats are getting old. I've
had too many treats.
This is just embarrassing.
He would be honored. He would act. It's dogs. That's why dogs are so great. It's because they act surprised every time they see you.
Well, they're always in the moment.
Like, oh, hey, it's you.
Yeah, it's you.
It's you. I miss you.
I read somewhere that like when dogs are going to sleep at night, like they think about their day.
Oh, sure.
And they'll think about like you and good times they had with you, or that they're lying next to you. They'll think like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Oh, this is pretty
this guy was around all day and now I'm sleeping on his bed.
Cooper's probably the
farting and stuff.
Spoiled dog. The girls spoil that dog. They just love him. I mean, he's their size.
Does he have an Halloween outfit?
No, we don't do that.
Oh,
I don't mean it's like it's. Maybe we will.
That'd be pretty cool. Coop the Corgi. I wonder what he'd dress as. Wonder what he'd want to be.
2-on-1 shot for the Senators. Good blocker save by Stuart Skinner. 9 minutes left in the first. Okay, we better break. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting when we get back.
Five games are midway through the first period in the NHL. The Oilers wrapping up their 5-game road trip against the Senators, and Jake Wallman's returned to play right now. About 8 minutes left in the opening frame. The Oilers killing off a 2-minute minor. Darnell Nurse was in the box. They're out shooting the Senators 4-2. Elsewhere, the Maple Leafs are on the power play against the Devils. It was John Tavares putting them up 1-0. About 10 minutes left to go in the first. And the Canucks lead the Penguins 1-0. Connor Garland scoring for Vancouver. And the Kraken trail the Capitals. Nick Dowd scoring for Washington. In Edmonton, the 9-3 Oil Kings host the 6-5 Chiefs. That one gets going at 7 o'clock, and the Elks injury report had Brett Boyko, Jared Brinkman, and Carter O'Donnell absent from practice. Boyko and Brinkman each due to a foot injury, while O'Donnell was sidelined with a head injury. The NBA season gets going. In just a few minutes, the Rockets clashing with the Thunder at 5:30. After that, the Warriors come out to play against the Lakers. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Looking for quality flooring? Visit Paramount Flooring's spacious, family-friendly showroom, open 7 days a week. Shop now on pet-friendly Shaw carpet with spill-proof technology. Call 780-483-1991 and mention EST for a 10% discount. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
You can make the argument he's not even really a defenseman right now.
Yeah,
He's
is he?
He's just out there.
He's just out there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, last year wasn't a great regular season for him. No.
Yeah.
But he had an unbelievable playoffs because he turns it on when he needs to.
Sure. But what about now?
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Got your rally cap on? So do we. Get your home base ready with Sentinel Storage and cheer on Canada's team. Let's go Blue Jays. Sentinel Storage, official storage provider of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
The temperature may be dropping, but the action's heating up. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using EST50. That's code EST50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
EST Afternoons.
Michael Bradburn from The Score.
49 years now, they've never been to a World Series. And I had just started letting myself believe that they were going to win that game. Dan Wilson made a motion to the bullpen to bring out Bizzardo, and the rest is history. And it's honestly crazy. Like, I still can't believe what I watched last night. It was nuts. Toronto's on the good side of history.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
The Oil Stream.
Does this poor start feel at all different to the other ones for you?
It's a poor start, and again, it was a terrible 4-game stretch. It's not. I don't think yet it's as bad as 2 years ago. Obviously, this year it's just like general malaise and disinterest.
Because it's very easy to say, don't worry, this is how they start. But it feels a little bit different.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Thanks a lot for joining us. 6:40 left in the first period. No score between the Oilers and the Senators. Ottawa 0 for 1 on the power play. McDavid did have a chance shorthanded. Mangiapane had a breakaway shorthanded, but was bothered from behind and didn't get a shot away. Stu Skinner's made a couple of good saves. Ottawa shooting the Oilers 5-3. Thanks to Matt Hyman from the Nasty Chat for emailing us the video of Todd Stottlemyre sliding, and I use the term loosely. Yeah, Jay. So if you'd seen it before, you didn't remember it.
Yeah,
this is a core memory
seen
for
it
me.
before.
Okay.
I just didn't remember it like that. But I do remember how slow he looked running.
And the jacket, I think, even
that bogged him down.
It was like it's like a parachute. Yeah. He's wearing the jacket because the pitcher's got to keep warm.
That's a guy who clearly has never slid in his life.
How would you describe the slide?
Horror awful. That was bad. That was not good.
Seeing this, and I mean, I've rewatched it since '93, but seeing it again just now, I'm surprised his face wasn't more cut up.
Yeah, he really took a header there.
He didn't really slide arms first. He sort of put his head directly into the dirt and then threw his arms out for the bag.
I think it's safe to say he slid chin first. Like, that's the first part of his head that hit the ground.
Yeah.
That was funny. And then he did the check back. He looked back. He should have looked back.
Yeah, he's running. So, he was trying to go from first to third, and the throw's coming from shallow right, I think.
Yeah, and it went to the cutoff guy, and he looked back when the cutoff guy came.
If he kept going, he probably would have been out. Might have been closer. But again, that's a guy who wasn't used to running the bases at that point in his career. But again, seeing it for the first time in years, the jacket is alarming.
It is. You would never see that now.
It'd be the most uncomfortable thing to sprint in or attempt to sprint in.
But yeah, it's just not enough air. Like, everything's so sophisticated now with performance wear and jerseys. Everything's light, breathable, tight. You wouldn't see that. It's honestly a relic.
Yeah. McDiesel in the nasty chat on YouTube says, chin it to win it.
Yeah, that's right.
True. Well, they did win the series. They did win that game. He obviously would have wound up with the no decision. That was a crazy game. Yeah, what was it? 15-14. I think the Jays were down 14-9 and got 6 runs in the 8th, I believe. And then I gotta look this up now.
Let's do a quick limerick here. Then.
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead while I'm Googling.
This comes in from Bronco Nick. It was nice seeing you today as well. The Blue Jays made it to the World Series. Vladdy's jersey broke Maple Leaf theories. Skechers are cool. I pity the fool. Now begin all the Dodgers' worries.
Oh, well done. That's a good one.
That's going to go. We're going to move that into the folder.
Oh, do we have another one today?
That is all.
Okay. Yeah, Game 4, 1993, Blue Jays trailed 14-9 after the 7th inning, got 6 in the top of the 8th, and then held the Phillies bats at bay in the 8th and the 9th to win 15-14. Blue Jays out hitting the Phillies 18-14. And oddly enough, in a game with 29 runs, there was not an error. Like you would think, okay, with all the balls in play, at some point somebody would have committed an error. 3 new World Series records were set in that game. How long do you think that game took? 1993.
4 hours, 32 minutes.
Pretty good guess. 4 hours, 14.
Wow.
Most runs in a game and most runs scored by the losing team.
Jeez.
14. Oh, my goodness. Good memories. And we're going to be making more with the Blue Jays in the World Series starting on Friday.
I also like how Stottlemyre looked like he was just gone when he just laid there limp on the ground, hugging third base.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, pretty amazing stuff. Let's do buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
All right.
By the way, did Mike not mention Alomar as a possible...
I don't think he did.
Is he on the outs with the Blue Jays? Or did I? I know he had some.
All I know is
stuff,
that he changed the shortstop position forever.
Second. He played second most.
We're sorry.
Yeah,
second because he would throw it on the run. Like he was the first to do that jump throw.
Yeah, he said his number retired in.
But
21.
Now everybody does it. Oilers heading on the power play.
Oh, what happened? Did Philp draw? Wow, that's apparently everything is slashing. Was that the slashing penalty on Stützle?
Stützle with a tap.
That was not as like. This is the thing. Drill a guy from behind with a cross check, knock him to the ice. We're not going to call that. Light tap on the forearm, maybe his glove, and that's a penalty. So the Oilers kind of gifted a power play here. So we'll see if they can. Now McDavid has the puck for a long time. He's done a full lap in the offensive zone, and they miss a chance down low. All right, but you have to go Carter Alomar.
You would think
Nugent Hopkins. No, McDavid. Who got it? McDavid got it. Finally, a goal for McDavid. So Nuge set him up. Hey, great shot by McDavid.
Great shot.
So he can hit the net.
I wonder who the assist was.
Nuge. Oh, the second assist? We'll have to see who got the second. Because did Bush rim it around?
We had a play of the day that I think that was the early bird bet was McDavid goal, Bush over 1 point.
So it's at I think Bush kept it in. Leon was racing for it as well. Quick pass, Nugent Hopkins. McDavid, not exactly out front, kind of off to the side a little bit. Below the face-off
dot.
If
they give what a shot,
and he just pops it right over the glove of Allmark.
It's officially Connor McDavid from Nugent Hopkins and Leon Draisaitl.
So Draisaitl must have. Well, we'll see if it gets changed.
Well, Bush can still get a point.
They might change it, and he can still get a point in this game. So the Oilers go up 1-0. You would love Gruber to do a first pitch.
I love Kelly Gruber.
It's kind of interesting though.
I'd like Pat Borders too.
But Borders and Molitor were the 2 World Series MVPs. Molitor was not a J for a long time. I interviewed him once, too. He was only there for 1 of the 2 years, but an excellent player.
There was Borders though. Really, like he wasn't.
Was Borders there? He was there both years, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he wasn't a long time Blue Jay.
Well, he went. Where did he go? Did he go to the Dodgers? I thought Borders was a J for a long time. Thankfully, there's baseball-reference.com. He was a Blue Jay from 88 until 94.
Yeah, okay.
But he didn't play a ton in 88.
But he bookended his career elsewhere, didn't he?
He went Kansas City, Houston, St. Louis, California, White Sox, Cleveland, Blue Jays, Seattle, Minnesota, Seattle.
Yeah.
He played until he was 42.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, too, is, if you're a hardcore Blue Jays fan, you wish you didn't have to wait 32 years. But probably somebody's passed away. I can't remember off the top of my head. But these guys are like around 60 that played in 92, 93. So you can still bring them out and they can throw the first pitch, right, and be appreciated. It's not like, well, our last title was in 1960, so there's no one around that we can honor for that, So it's kind of interesting timing that way. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting, Jay, what do you have?
Well,
do you have some champagne? Yeah?
Well, I mean, look, the celebration last night, okay? So on the field, it was beautiful. I love seeing the family celebrating together, the kids rolling in the streamers, and it was cool. Loved seeing all of that. And I love a good post-game celebration. In the major leagues of baseball, they do it the best, or maybe some would say the worst, because it's quite excessive with the champagne and the beer and everybody's, But was that not like I'm used to seeing it in a locker room, right? Where you got all the garbage bags, placed up so your stuff doesn't get all wet. But you're in the locker room. And this one seemed to be very well orchestrated. And kudos, they wanted to have it ready to go. But it just seemed very forced to me. After the celebration with the champagne and the beer and the speech and the lights, like it looked like a nightclub.
Yeah.
It just caught me off guard.
Yeah, it was a little odd.
And then they waited, and then Schneider had another just awesome speech. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not picking it like extremely apart. It's a celebration. They won the American League. That's great. I don't know. Maybe I just like the old way better.
It's a Bouchard assist, by the way.
Is it?
According to NHL.com Game Center.
NHL gave it to Bouch now. That's right. Wow.
Senators on another power play here. They're second of the period.
Well, that one cashed then. Dusty's, or the early bird bet cashed.
It's McDavid's first from Nugent Hopkins and Bouchard on the power play.
There you go.
Huge.
Now we just need 5 more goals and Oilers win.
So we've talked about how baseball celebrates every milestone as if, in NHL you get one. You celebrate the Stanley Cup that way. Now maybe on their own the players celebrate, but even when the Oilers won the West Final, like certainly you would never see an NHL team celebrate clinching a playoff spot.
No.
The way it's done in baseball. It's like, okay, guys, that's fine. That's expected. Back to work. Now, I know in baseball, fewer teams make it. That's a long season, all that kind of stuff. Here's a breakaway for Nurse, shorthanded, and I think he shot it over the net. Or does it go off Allmark? No. They were offside. I think they were offside.
Oh, no.
Wallman passed it to Nurse. Yeah, then Nurse shot it a little bit after the whistle because the Senators are mad. Oh, no, it was right at the end of the period. That's what it was.
Oh, the clock's all weird here.
No, that's the intermission time.
Yeah, I know, but they put it up really fast.
He must have shot it right as the period expired. So anyway, 1-0 for the Oilers after one. I just think it's funny, right? Like the Blue Jays celebrate making the final series, with this nightclub type setting and dim the lights and take our shirts off and wear goggles to keep, and the champagne's on ice. And the Oilers a couple of years ago defeated Dallas to go to the Stanley Cup final. And it's like, Connor, you getting the beer? Yeah, I'll get it. But if people see me, they're probably going to try to take pictures of me. You're the captain, man. You got to go buy the beer. And then that's what That's when it's the guys trying to sit in his car and all that kind of stuff. But baseball, that's okay. Again, two things about baseball culture: the extent of the celebrations for milestones, for victories before winning the championship. That's a little different. I think a little excessive, and now it's become really planned, right? Like you said, like whole area.
Yeah, it was like a nightclub
lighting. Like
they had fog machines.
Yeah, like it's really elaborate.
This wasn't organic.
And then my other thing: are there still Mariners players sitting in the dugout staring at the field?
There were,
because there were some guys there a heck of a long time after the game.
Yep, that's like one of your biggest pet peeves.
I just find it so odd. Like, get out of there. Like, what are you watching?
I think they're watching the experience so that to make it harder on themselves, to make themselves feel worse, to shame their own minds. They look at us. Look at you losers. What you could have had is right there. I don't know. Maybe so they know what to look forward to, or, I don't know.
Or maybe they're just so... Maybe it's like Crushell said a couple weeks ago when we had him on, like, it's such a long season and you always got a game the next day, right? Or a day off in a game. And then all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, that's it. Like, it's almost stunning, but it is weird because some Mariners players were there a long time. Like, Sportsnet was interviewing players and they showed the Mariners dugout and there were still some players there just like staring into space. We're watching the Blue Jays. Like, wouldn't you be like, okay, it's over, man. Like, let's go. What are they? Oh, I like hearing the post-game interviews.
I want to see who won the MVP.
Yeah, I'm going to call in.
Good times.
Yeah. But yes, I find I think you should celebrate. I think you got to enjoy yourself along the way. But if the Blue Jays win the World Series, what tops what they did yesterday for the extent of the celebration in the locker room? I mean, certainly they'll get a parade and they'll have the whole winter to enjoy it.
They'd have to turn the infield into a nightclub,
or you'd have to, or you'd have to have like Drake do a concert in the locker room.
Yeah, that's probably what'll happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard to top.
Or Geddy Lee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Rush could perform. Sure. Eugene Levy could do some stand up.
Yes, that would be.
and then Rush plays the concert.
Make sure to tune in a deep left field if you are a Blue Jays fan. Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star, his podcast, who they want to get to number 1 in Canada. So check out Deep Left Field if that is your fancy.
Blue Jays up. Oilers up 1-0 in Ottawa after the first period. Connor McDavid finally has his first of the season. It came on the power play from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Evan Bouchard, who gets his first point of the season. If you have us on YouTube, don't forget to click that thumbs up. Give us a like before we sign off in about 10 minutes. We will do words of the day. Here comes the Coop.
After 20 minutes of action, the Oilers lead the Senators 1-0 on the power play. Connor McDavid scoring, assisted by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Evan Bouchard. The shots are tied at 6 apiece with an abbreviated power play for Ottawa to start the second period. 5 other games are live. Sharks and Islanders tied at 2. The Canucks and Penguins locked at 1 apiece near the end of the opening frame, while Florida leads Boston 1-0 early in the first. Mackie Samoskevich scoring. Brad Marchand and Anton Lundell with the helpers. In Edmonton, the 9-3 Oil Kings host the 6-5 Chiefs. That one gets going at 7 o'clock, and the Elks injury report saw Brett Boyko, Jared Brinkman, and Carter O'Donnell absent from practice. Boyko and Brinkman each due to a foot injury, while O'Donnell was sidelined with a head injury. In just a moment, the Rockets clash with the Thunder. After that, Golden State and LA throw down. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
The Calgary Flames should full-blown tank for Gavin McKenna. Some people would say they already are.
I think even if they try, they're going to tank at this point, unfortunately.
But can they be San Jose? Ooh, that type of bad?
I don't think so. I worry about Dustin Wolf.
Two Guys and a Goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Train furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Train. Train, it's hard to stop a train. Visit wjsportstalk.com today.
Honey, where are we going to put all of our summer stuff?
In the kids' room.
What?
Mom, a little help?
Need extra space at home? Get it back with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Thanks for joining us. Oilers leading the Senators 1-0 after the first period in Ottawa. After the game, tune into Edmonton Sports Talk either on YouTube, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn Radio to take in the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show with Tom Gazzola and Shawn Belle today. They are at Hudson's on White, so you could also go visit them after the game, see how they're doing as the Oilers try to end their 3-game losing streak and heap on to Ottawa's misery as they are 2-4 out of the gate this season. Zachary Kubish at the technical desk. Jay Billen is here. I'm Reid Wilkins. Edmonton Sports Talk, of course, presented by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues, NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, you name it. You're not just playing for fun. You're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit $50 today with promo code EST50. Get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started. I got to say, with the Oilers playing on Sunday and then the Blue Jays playing Sunday and Monday night, maybe the least NFL I've watched this season on a weekend. I was flipping to the Seahawks games a little bit because they're my favorite team.
I didn't watch really much.
Because
we had a grad sale this weekend, too.
Right, yeah.
And we were busting.
Tough weekend for the Commanders.
Yeah,
so our teams play each other 2 Sunday nights from now.
Yeah, we're going to have to put some on that.
We'll put
little...
Great. Yeah, the way it's going for me.
Oh, I just lost Jaden Daniels. What do you mean? Come on.
The Seahawks are pretty solid.
You've been
but I didn't watch enough.
Spouting off about how great the Seahawks. Oh, the Seahawks are going to win their Super Bowl. Oh, the Seahawks are the best team in the NFC.
No, but they're having a nice little season.
You haven't saying that.
No. I believe my pick was Bills over Rams.
Oh, I don't remember what mine was.
Yours was Lions over Bills?
Bills. Lions over Bills.
I think. Yeah, you have it all saved somewhere.
I have it all saved in my folder.
In your folder of save.
My folder.
Save folder.
Yeah.
Jay, you want a floppy disk or? No, I have my folder of savings.
Floppy disk. I like that reference.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what
There was
again?
5 1/4, and then there were 3 1/2 for the little more harder ones, or the harder ones.
Right.
Yeah, they weren't as
Weren't they
floppy.
different thicknesses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had to get a computer that could accommodate both. And you could transfer from one to the other. Yeah.
And there was some like programs or games that would require like a series of downloads from 3 or 4 different floppy disks.
Oh yeah, you'd have to put in the second, and they're all copy
the
protected.
big floppy, like the 4x4, was the first one.
Yeah,
and then the harder,
weren't those called
thinner,
5 1/4?
Well, they were floppies.
Okay, yeah, but they were floppy. Yes.
The next one, was it still called a floppy?
The little 3 1/2. I think they just called them discs. They were the little, and they were harder, right?
And they had that thing
thicker.
you could slide over the bottom, the metal thing, the metal encasing that would slide across. That was always a good fidget. That was the original fidget toy in the late 90s.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Okay, first word of the day, sedentary. Sedentary.
SEDENTARY. Dun, da, da, da. And this is sort of an immobile existence, or an existence which doesn't involve a lot of movement. Like he was sedentary.
2 out of 2, Riedrich. The actual definition: sedentary, something described as sedentary does or involves a lot of sitting.
Right.
Sedentary can also mean not physically active, as in a sedentary lifestyle, or not migratory, as in sedentary birds or a sedentary civilization. All right. You did well there, son. You did well.
Sure did. 2 out of 2 there.
Not sure how well you're going to do here.
Uh-oh.
Contemporaneous. Now, if you think about this.
Yeah, I think I
contemporaneous. Contemporaneous.
I'm spelling it. Okay? I'm spelling it.
I'm sorry, my liege. Contemporaneous.
Jeez, don't bring the river line. Don't let me get the river line out.
He might eat me.
Don't interrupt me, boy. You play the lute when I say. Okay, play now. Contemporaneous. CONTEMPERANIOUS.
Crap. Sorry, Mr. Riverline. CONTEMPORANEOUS.
Okay.
Contemporaneous.
And this would be something that happens in the same time frame as something else. Well, because it's like contemporary.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's the root word is contemporary. So I did pretty well.
3 out of 4, Riverline.
For a big dolt, I did pretty well.
You should have to do the words of the day in character.
Yeah, we could do that.
That would be fun.
So they all sound the same though. So no one would know. So I have the River Lion. I have the Bookbinder. That's all I have.
No, you have Captain Picard.
Captain Picard.
You have Hans Gruber.
McLean.
Who did we? Oh, Chet.
The word of the day is hostage.
You can do a good Chet Palmer impersonation.
HOSTAGE. Allow me to use it in a sentence. You are my hostage, McLean. Actually, it's me that uses it.
Yeah. Okay, good job.
Good job, Hans. Put the gun away. All right.
I'm scared.
1-0 Oilers. After the first period in Ottawa, Oil Stream, GCL Diesel, post-game show after the game right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. So please visit us for that. Tomorrow, we have Ken Reid from Sportsnet scheduled to join us. Woo! And the commissioner of the National Lacrosse League, because I expect tomorrow morning they're going to announce a neutral site game in Edmonton. So we'll have more on that. On behalf of the Coop and the Glue Guy, I'm Reid. Take care. Dun, da, da, da.